Okay, here in this proof, we are trying to prove that y is the midpoint of xz. So in order to do that, y is the midpoint of xz, I will need to prove that xy is congruent to yz, and then by definition, y will be the midpoint. So if I can prove the triangle is congruent, if I can prove this triangle congruent to this triangle, then I will have those pieces congruent because they would be corresponding parts. So let's see if we can do that. The given information, let me quickly write that, Wx is parallel to ZV and Wx is equal to ZV. So that's cool. Parallel lines gives us lots of information. So how can I use that? Well, let me mark my freebie piece of information that Wx is equal to ZV. Then being that the lines are parallel, I can use the alternate interior angles. So angle W is equal to angle V. This angle is equal to this angle because those are alternate interior angles of parallel lines, and alternate interior angles of parallel lines are congruent. And then the same goes for angle X and angle Z. They're congruent because they are also alternate interior angles, but just off a different transversal. And I'm sure that you spotted those angles at vertex Y. I could have used the angles at vertex Y and not used both pairs of alternate interior angles because in this case there is more information here than we need. So I'm just going to stick with my alternate interior angles. So now that I have that, I can see that my triangles are congruent. And the triangles are congruent by angle side angle. Angle side angle for congruent triangles. And let's see, how will we name them? I'm going to say WYX is congruent to triangle VYZ. Let's just double check that and make sure. So if I do WYX, I have to start with a 1 tick mark, go to Y, so we're good. So now triangles are congruent. So since we want to go Y as the midpoint, we're going to use XY. So XY is equal to YZ because they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles and they're congruent. So let's just make sure in our notation we got WX and YZ in the same spot, so that's good. And then by definition we're going to have Y as the midpoint. Y is the midpoint of XZ. And what is our reason? Well, a long time ago we learned the definition of midpoint. And you're done.